Okay, let's talk about a learning hack that's going to totally change the game. What if I told you that you could get like 80% good at almost anything by learning just 20% of it? I know, it sounds kind of like a cheat code for life. And honestly, it pretty much is.
You know that feeling, right? You get all excited to learn something new. Maybe it's Spanish or the guitar or some new software for work. You dive in and bam, you're just hit with this tidal wave of information. It's so overwhelming. And let's be real, that's why most of us just stop.
So there's a great way to think about that feeling. We call it the learning mountain. And we're going to break down exactly why this mountain makes so many of us quit before we even really get started.
Just picture it. You're standing at the bottom of this huge mountain. And that mountain, that's everything there is to know about a subject. Every single Spanish verb. Every single musical chord. You look up and you can't even see the peak. It's just so massive, so intimidating that you feel like there's no way. So what do? What do? We just turn around and go home.
But what if I told you there's another path, like a secret trail that zips you most of the way up that mountain, but with way less effort? Well, there is, and that's the 80-20 shortcut. It's the smarter way to climb. This whole idea is built on something called the 80-20 principle. You might have heard of it as the Pareto principle. The amazing thing is it pops up everywhere, and it's an absolute game changer for learning. So the core idea is this. In just about anything, a tiny chunk of the effort, like 20%, gets you most of the results, like 80%. Think about Spanish again. You don't need to know every word. Just learning, say, the 200 or 300 most common words and a few basic sentence patterns, that'll let you understand like 80% of a normal conversation. It's wild.
So look at it like this. You put in a small amount of effort, that 20% of really important knowledge, and you get this huge return, 80% of the skill. It's not a one-for-one deal at all. You're basically amplifying your learning by zeroing in on the stuff that actually matters. It's those few hundred Spanish words that suddenly let you build thousands of sentences.
So this really is all about a huge mindset shift. You've got to stop thinking you need to learn everything. Forget memorizing the whole dictionary. Your new goal is to find and master just a few key things that give you the biggest bang for your buck. It's the classic work smarter, not harder, but for real this time. Okay, so the principle makes sense, right? But the big question is, how do you actually do it? How do you find that magical 20% for whatever you want to learn? And even more important, how do you make sure that knowledge actually sticks in your brain? Well, that's what we're digging into next. This is the ultimate study hack. You ready for this? The absolute fastest, most powerful way to learn something is to teach it.
And the process is super simple. Step 1, you find that vital 20%. So for Spanish, you'd literally just Google most common Spanish words or basic Spanish sentences. Step 2, you try to explain it to somebody else. Just grab a friend, anyone, and teach them how to say, hello, my name is, and where's the bathroom? And step 3, just by doing that, by teaching it, you're locking in your own 80% mastery of the basics. It's that easy.
Now here's the real challenge. The quote says it all. Explain what you've learned to others without sounding like a nerd. Can you do it without getting lost in all the technical jargon? You know, if you can teach your friend to order a coffee in Spanish without giving them a whole lecture on verb tenses, you've won. See, explaining something simply isn't dumbing it down. It's actually the ultimate sign that you yourself have completely mastered it.
So why does this work so well? Well, a few reasons. First, teaching forces you to boil things down to their simplest form. It also instantly shows you where the holes are in your own knowledge. You might think you know how to order a coffee, but then you try to explain it and realize, oh wait, what's the word for milk again? It just cements the information in your brain. And hey, let's be honest, being able to explain things well makes you sound way more knowledgeable and respectable. Look, this isn't just some random study tip. This is a legitimate superpower, something you can use for literally anything you want to learn for the rest of your life. So let's talk about putting this into action.
Let's just put these two methods side by side. You've got the old way, trying to learn 100% of everything. It's slow, it's totally overwhelming, and it's why we quit. Then you've got the 80-20 way, just focusing on that critical 20%. It's fast, it's efficient, and it actually gets you to that 80% mastery level without all the stress.
So if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. Find the 20%, then teach it to lock it in. Seriously. Find that crucial 20% of whatever you're learning, and then explain it to someone else to really burn it into your brain. That's the whole strategy, right there.
So the question isn't for me anymore, it's for you. That thing you've always wanted to learn, coding, cooking a perfect steak, playing the guitar. What's the 20% you need to start with? Go on, think about it. What are you going to learn first?